Here are some few uncomfortable truths about Vietnam no one wants to say out loud because it can be considered rude, negative, even disrespectful to Vietnam. But I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I'm Brian Nguyen with Smooth Sailing Saigon, helping expats, foreigners move, relocate to Vietnam. And I've seen the mistake time and time again that expats, when they come move here, make. So here, some uncomfortable truths so you don't have to make the same mistakes like they did. Uncomfortable truth number one, learning Vietnamese in your 30s, 40s, 50s is a complete waste of time. If you're coming here in your later stages of your life, you're probably in the mindset of, okay, I need to move, relocate, move somewhere else. So you're thinking, okay, I need to learn the language of the country, which is Vietnamese in Vietnam. But learning Vietnamese, that later part of your life, it's a massive, poor investment on your time. Reason being, Vietnamese is tonal, contextual, and unforgiving. You can pronounce every single word in your accent properly, however, completely be misunderstood by the locals here. For example, the words for eyes and face are spelled exactly the same, but the accents on the words are slightly different. The sound for eyes would be mak, and the face would be mak. Now, they might sound similar to the Western ears. However, here, it's a massive difference, and the Vietnamese locals can tell the difference. Because of that, there could be massive misconfusion, but in your head, you're thinking, oh, I'm saying it perfectly. But what's going on in their head, they're thinking, okay, are you talking about your eyes or your face? And the words can go even further because obviously those two are part of the same structure. So there could be some understanding, but some words could be completely different in a whole different subject categories, which causes massive confusion. Do you really want to go through all of that process, years and years, and still not even getting it right? Because there's a lot of foreigners who do something very similar, 5, 10 years plus, trying to learn Vietnamese, but still having the same problems. And here's what no one wants to tell you. You don't need to know Vietnamese at all. The reason why is because you need to pick the locations in which Vietnamese is not necessarily needed, such as, well, here I'm in District 1, but where I live is in District 2 in Thao Dinh, where all the foreigners, all the Westerners go out to live. And because they all go out to live there, English is the most predominantly used language. There's so many friends I have, so many network connections, just even store owners that I've talked to, living there for 2, 3, 5, 10 plus years, and they just get by with just saying the very basics of Vietnamese. And that's the reality of when you come out to Vietnam and move to these places. The only level of Vietnamese you really need to learn is just hello, hi, how are you, how much is it? Very basic 1 or 2 words, and that is easily enough to get by. How do I know? There's people doing it here right now. I've been doing it for years on end. So you just need to know basic survival 1-word Vietnamese, and you can survive, at least here in the District 1 and Thao Dinh area. Vietnam is welcoming, it's polite, it's friendly, but the reality is you are a guest, not a future local. And the expats who struggle the most here are the ones who try to blend in, try to fit in the most, getting absorbed into the culture, the history, even potentially, the heritage, marrying a Vietnamese girl, even really going hard and studying the language. But the reality is they still see themselves as this Western individual who still have this blockage, with the Vietnamese people. And that's just the reality. This expectations that you're supposed to fit in or be absorbed into the culture, it's just not how it works. Vietnam does not offer you a belonging, a sense of identity. It just offers hospitality. And the faster you realize that, the happier you will be. Had to step outside to at least enjoy the park. But uncomfortable truth number 3, stop living so cheap here in Vietnam. It's already inexpensive enough, especially if you're coming from a Western area. If you're still complaining and talking about how, oh, Vietnam is getting too expensive, the price is going higher, and this costs this much. We're in Vietnam already. If you already see the prices and you're still complaining, think about back home, the comparison between the two. Look, inflation is going everywhere, prices is rising everywhere, cost of living is going higher. It's just the fact that Vietnam has a lower baseline. And if you're still complaining about the lower baseline here compared to the Western areas, at that point, you just needed to live in a forest. And if you live that type of lifestyle, it's gonna affect you. Constantly thinking about penny pinching. Vietnam is a place where, yes, can you live on a much lower cost of living? Of course, but the quality is gonna take such a massive and drastic hit to your lifestyle. And did you really move to Vietnam just to enjoy that type of life? I'm assuming not, right? I would say Vietnam is a place where it offers for moderation and the ability to go as high as possible as you want, still cheaper than the West, less than the West, or low, but still be able to live in a livable situation. And that's the beauty about Vietnam. So if you're constantly trying to live here on cheap budget as possible, the reality is you're gonna pay the price. And the price is not monetary, it's quality. But the quality can go extremely high just for the right price. So look, if you're somebody who's on the fence or looking to relocate, move to Vietnam, I consult with, help expats and foreigners move to Vietnam. There's a link in the description below. Fill out the form, see if it's something I can help you, and let's just hop on a call and see if this is something that's a good time in your life where you can make the move, where you can decide, okay, living in the West is enough. The price is too high, the cost of living. And if you're tired of it and want to see a whole nother side of the world, yeah, link in the description below. And let's see if we can help you out and move to the other side of the world.